You've likely seen testimonials from people who feel good when they fast, but what if that's not you? If fasting is leaving you feeling kind of worn out and uncomfortable, we've got some practical tips that'll help you feel good fast when you fast. So, exciting news. This is your brand new book.
It is.
Right?
Yes.
Now, this actually does not get released to the public until December 22nd, but it's going to be Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, all the major booksellers.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, well, thank you. Well, and I'll tell you, it's not available until next week, but it is available today for pre-order, and I would love to get this in your hands. In fact, I created a bunch of free gifts. If you pre-order this today, go over to drbeckyfitness.com/book. And you'll get exclusive recipes that aren't in here. This has recipes also. I'll talk about it later. And there's exclusive videos, charts on what breaks a fast and things like that that you can't get anywhere else. And you even get a sneak peek at the first couple of chapters. So that I would love for you guys to go over and grab it. But let's stick with what makes you feel good when you're fasting, right? So this is one of the things that I tackled in the book. So we're going to go over it here. First tip is that you want to drink water, right? Which to many people might think, well, of course I would drink water while I'm fasting, but you would be surprised how many times we get that question. And there is a type of fasting out there referred to as dry fasting, which literally is taking in no food and no drinks, including water, during the fasting period. And proponents of it say that it will speed up their weight loss and it'll improve their metabolism and their immune system. But there's not sufficient evidence in the scientific literature to support these claims.
Yeah, and avoiding water could be dangerous. It could lead to hunger, fatigue, brain fog, muscle cramps and that type of thing. You do need that water in your system. You don't want to be dehydrated.
And if you're not drinking sufficient amount of water, you're going to get dehydrated, right? So you're not going to feel very good when you're dehydrated. When we fast, we naturally get a bit dehydrated because insulin levels are held low in the body. Glycogen is held low in the body. These are both things that hold water in our system.
Right. And that water usually contains a lot of electrolytes.
Right.
So tip number 2 is doing an electrolyte replacement supplement. Now, electrolytes are minerals that carry an electric charge, especially when they're immersed in the watery environment in your body. And the typical electrolytes we talk about are magnesium, potassium, sodium, and chloride. And these minerals play a role in a lot of vital processes in the body, as well as nerve function and muscle function. Now, if you are low on electrolytes, you could have muscle cramps, fatigue, brain fog, the list goes on there.
Yeah, well, and it's a simple fix, right? So there's a lot of different ways that you can get more electrolytes in your body while you're fasting. One of the ones that we utilize in our home is just a simple electrolyte supplement. We use Endure. It has the supplements or the minerals that Keith talked about, magnesium, potassium, sodium, chloride. Literally, what I do every morning is I get up, I put about 12 drops of this in a glass of water and I just chug it down. So I'm replenishing the lost water that naturally happens as we sleep, and I'm also replenishing the electrolytes.
Right.
That's one way to replenish electrolytes. Another great, simple, and tasty way is to add a sea salt or a mineral salt.
Now, some people will say that they'll add, like a pinch of this to their coffee. I don't like it in my coffee.
I've never tried that, actually.
Yeah, I like my coffee to taste like coffee. The best way, I think, is just, number one, you could put it on your food. That's a very simple way. Number 2 is just put it in a little bit of water again, chug it down, and it's done.
Yeah, and this is a little bit different than just your table salt, right? So with table salt, you're getting sodium and chloride, which is beneficial. With a mineral salt like this or a sea salt, you're going to also benefit from the minerals that were in the soil or in the water that it came from. So you're going to also be providing those trace minerals, which can help you feel better during your fast. Another way to get more minerals into your system is to utilize a type of bone broth. Bone broth has a great amount of minerals. Now it will also have protein, amino acids that are provided. So will it break your fast? Well, it has that potential for sure. However, if you are not feeling well during your fast, you can utilize a little bit of bone broth until your body starts to get comfortable with things. And then at that point, you can move this into your eating window to replenish those lost minerals.
Right. And now this one is a liquid bone broth, kettle and fired, very good brand. And this one is Paleo Valley. This is actually a powdered bone broth, so that you can mix this with like warm water, or you could even mix this in foods as well.
Yeah, we like both. And the thing with bone broth is that you do want to get quality when you're talking about bone broth, because the ones that you can just get off the grocery store shelf, they might add a little flavor to your foods, but they aren't simmered for very long, so they're not pulling out all of the nutrients and amino acids and collagen that are really the health benefits of bone broth.
All the good stuff.
And then one other way to get more minerals into your system, or at least feel better during your fast, is to utilize Epsom salt. We are not telling you to eat these.
Please don't eat this.
Yeah, but this is Epsom salts. You probably think of that with taking a nice warm, relaxing bath. Well, it's actually magnesium sulfate, which is one of the minerals that can help you feel better during your fast. And whether it truly gets absorbed through your skin is a debated topic, but they certainly will make you feel better.
Yeah, and I've used this before when I've been particularly sore from workout or just working. And I don't know if they absorb in the skin, but they do make me feel better and smell better. So.
All right, and then the third tip that we have for you if you want to feel better while you're fasting is to avoid doing too much too soon. You know, when we get motivated to change and lose weight, we want to do everything at once. So we want to start our fast, we want to eat differently, we want to join the gym. And while we might have multi-facets of our health that we want to take care of, doing all of these at one time can certainly backfire and make you feel miserable. So an alternative to that is to take a round 1, round 2 approach. I'll do round 1, you do round 2.
Okay.
So round 1, what I mean by this is just giving your body time to adapt, and it will. So instead of jumping in with both feet, just start with a 12-hour fast. Stop eating at 7 p.m. and start eating at 7 a.m. And that will get you the ball rolling for you. You can always add an extra hour of fasting as you start to get control of your hunger and feel more comfortable. Speaking of feeling comfortable, don't jump into an enormous exercise routine right off the bat when you're just starting with fasting. Continue doing the same amount of exercise that you were doing beforehand. If you weren't doing anything, you can certainly add things like light walking and things like that, and you'll feel fine, and as your energy comes back. Another thing, don't focus so much on calories. The first thing that you want to do when you're starting a fast is to get comfortable with the hunger, right? Your body's adapting a little bit. Just give it time. So don't worry so much right away about calories. Give your body time to adapt. Of course, it's going to help if you can start to clean up your diet. A great way to do that is with my 0-1-2-3 strategy. We talk about it often here on our channel. I also highlight it in my book. It's basically simply 4 daily habits that'll get the sugar out of your system. It'll get the good, healthy nutrients in, and it will help you get started on your fasting routine as well. Just make that the only change that you make in your diet as you're getting ready. And the last tip for round 1, if you're fasting and you're trying to make it 12, 14 hours, but you're just having trouble, be okay with yourself just adding fat to your coffee, like cream, for instance. Don't worry so much about it breaking a fast or adding calories, which it does add calories. However, your basic goal for round 1 is just getting comfortable with fasting.
Right. And that's round 1. You're just trying to get through that so we can get to round 2.
There you go.
So round 2, this is where you're going to increase your fasting window, maybe to 16 hours. Even you can go even beyond that. There's some different fasting methods once you get real comfortable with it. You go over those all in the book too. Another thing, this is a good time to maybe increase the intensity or time that you're exercising and kind of boost that up a little bit. Now that you've gotten kind of a control on your hunger, this is a good time to maybe look at some calorie restriction. Now you're going to have to track your daily intake and your calories and everything, but you find that level where you're maintaining, and then you can kind of restrict calories down from that. That'll help get the fat loss going as well. Another thing you can do is reduce your carbohydrate intake. That will really boost your weight loss. Low carb is a fantastic way to go. You go over that as well in this book. And the final thing that I would say is that, we talked about having some coffee during your fasting method in round 1. In round 2, maybe you only just want to have some water during that fasting time.
Yeah,
and
you could try that. Coffee by itself is okay, but you can move to that level once you've gotten the comfort level.
Right.
One last thought on this. Intermittent fasting by itself is a great way to enhance weight loss, but you will really knock it out of the park if you combine it with a low carb, high fat diet. This is a book on intermittent fasting, but I also go over how to eat a well-formulated low-carb diet. It comes with 50 plus recipes, meal plans, get you everything that you need to get yourself started. And if you order it today, before the 22nd, when it is released, you can get some special pre-order gifts, exclusive recipes, charts, videos. I put it all together for you over on our website, drbeckyfitness.com/book. So please head over there. I appreciate it so much. Appreciate you guys so much. This is a reality because of you guys watching us on YouTube. So thank you so much. Hey, have a great week. Please subscribe before you go. And that's all I have.
That's all I have.
Alrighty. See you next week.